and welcome to another episode of The Jasmine Tea. I'm your host, Jasmine, and tonight we are recapping Bridgerton episode 8 with my co-host, Ms. T. Marie King. Tell people hello.
What's up?
We're coming to you from the Sidewalk Film Center and Cinema in Birmingham, Alabama. Make sure you send all of your questions, comments, and observations to thejasminetpc@gmail.com and join us live in the comments now. We would love to hear back from you. So we're going to start off with our What's Brewing section. So we're going to talk about what's been brewing out here on Beyonce's internet. What have the people been saying about Bridgerton episode 8? So number one, the Duke already has a Duchess. So over the weekend or sometime this week or whatever, John Page, whatever his name is, he was discovered or caught giving his girlfriend a hug. And her name's Emily Brown. And so people haven't really been too excited about Emily. One, because she exists.
Okay.
And then two, because they don't really feel like she's cute enough to be with him. They feel like he should be doing better. So, I mean, how you feel about the hateration going on out here?
Well, it's real.
Do you know anybody who may be disappointed by the fact that the Duke already has a Duchess?
I don't personally. I'm sure somebody out there that may be disappointed. But, I mean, like, folks really like, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. You know, he's an extremely attractive man. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure they can look and say, well, you need to be with somebody that's just as attractive. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, hey, clearly she's floating his boat. So, I mean.
That, though, like, she's a soccer player. She's also a copywriter. So she's not just, you know, somebody you met in a coffee shop. But even if she was.
That's what we want.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Come on.
So people are disappointed.
Let the Duke be happy.
Yeah, and real Emily Browns out here in the world are getting dragged and harassed because people are like, "Are you this Emily Brown?" Or like coming on
we gotta do better with our detective.
Yes, get your detective skills better. Get your clues together.
Elevate people.
Next up, I did a quiz that said which Bridgerton character would be my Valentine. Now this one was based off of your charcuterie board picks. Mm-hmm. Like you create a charcuterie board on BuzzFeed, and from that they'll tell you who will be your Valentine.
Yes.
So I got Prince Frederick. I don't really know why I picked, you know, maybe some sweet things on my board. I don't know. I don't know if he'd be my type in real life. He's a little too soft. But I got him. If you had to pick a Bridgerton character, who would you want to be your Valentine?
I want Will. The boxer.
Yes.
You know.
I feel like he's a better snack than the Duke.
Okay.
He's just more, man, we got some girls.
Like, give me somebody with some strength.
Yeah.
You know, or like, what is it, some scrimp?
Yeah, scrimp and fear. Make him feel like he can hold. You know?
Exactly.
I feel like my hands are bigger than the Duke's. Like, he's cute. He's fine. But I feel like,
the Duke is wearing skinny trousers.
Yeah. Yeah. The European fit.
But I like Will. I really like him. Yes.
I like him too. All right, now Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan, you know they're together. Yeah. And I saw a meme that said, "Are they just out here trying to fool Lady Whistledown?" So they've been hot topics lately. I think it's legit. Like she got him on his Instagram, her Instagram. He got her on his Instagram. I think they really like each other. What about you?
I mean, anybody that'll rent out an aquarium for you don't do that for just
because you like turtles.
No.
And
that's when you buy a turtle. You buy somebody a turtle.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, hey, I know you like these. Here's a turtle keychain. You know, but you don't rent out the aquarium. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think it's cute. You know, let these folks live their best lives. You know, I think people want to be Whistledown themselves. Mm-hmm. So I think people want to try to discover what it is or what they want to be the ones to put that tea out there. You know, so they can get the likes.
And I also don't think either of them would waste their time pretending to date somebody. Like, they're both young and attractive and can get probably anybody that they really want to choose.
And she has.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She has dated some of everybody. So
I'm surprised they still together this long, honestly. I really am. But I think and for that reason, I think she really likes him.
I do too. I mean, Michael Jordan.
I ain't worried about him being smitten. He's obviously smitten.
I mean,
he's fine too. Yeah.
That Alexa commercial had me like,
look how you look like a grown man. Like on that season of Insecure where they said, woman society looking like a provider.
Yes.
Like, that's what Michael B. Jordan was looking like beard attached and everything, grown in.
Very mature.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah. I was feeling that.
Do your thing, Lord.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now we're getting to our piping hot moments on the show. And those are like 3 or 4 moments that we really feel like stood out and made this episode sparkle. So we're going to start with Anthony deciding that he's finally ready to find a wife. Now, I feel like he's just a little salty because Sienna just turned him down. She said she didn't want to be his, high society lady.
Yeah.
And can you understand where she's coming from when she said that?
I really do. I think sometimes men get butthurt because now you have decided I want to be with you when I was actually, second choice or not first choice. So now I want to be with you and let's figure out how to make this work. And she's like, actually I chose myself.
Yes.
And I feel like that's what she did. It may not have been what we think or what people think is best for her, but she was like, no, this works for me.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm going with. So I feel like she chose herself.
I agree. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good lesson for him. Like,
yeah.
As someone who clearly is in this era with money or whatever, it's privilege, just in a different area, but it's still privilege. Like, he gets to have his cake, and essentially eat it too. Like, Daphne's out here being paraded around and she just got to find somebody.
Right.
Meanwhile, he's older than her and just clearly said, I'm not interested. I don't want to find nobody yet.
Right.
And just allowed to parlay in the streets. Like,
exactly. He has the luxury. He has the privilege.
Yeah.
To just do whatever.
He does. So next, Anthony's time on the market is going to be showcased next season. Season 2, he's going to be the star. How do you think it's going to differ from Daphne's season here? Like, you watched her as a woman go through her time on the married market. How might his differ?
I don't know. His might be boring. I just feel like, what else is there to see of Anthony? Like, unless we go back in time and see what made him
really
like this.
Much about him. Yeah.
So maybe we get that kind of history of him. But I feel like he's just gonna be boring. I really do. He might be, a little hopeful a couple of episodes, but it's like.
Yeah, I feel like the season's gonna start and we're gonna see him being a hoe.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna find some girl that catches his attention, chase after her for a minute, and then they'll probably get married at the end.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be like a typical rom-com type situation.
I don't know. Now he might pull a runaway groom on her.
Oh my God, that would be exciting.
That would be
good. That would be good. We have Yolanda commenting here saying she's not too excited for his season. We're not either, too much, girl. I'm just trying to think of, now, if he does pull a runaway groom, that would be good.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of some more exciting ways Shonda can spend it.
Girl, I hope she's thinking too, because
yeah.
Like, I would even start at the end. I would start with the climax. Okay, he's found somebody, we're planning this beautiful wedding, and then he now use the rest of the season to tell what happened.
Now that would be good. Look at that. Shonda Ryder, Shondaland.
Holla at your girl. Holla at your girl.
So how do you think, on that note, how does the rest of the cast play a role in it? Do you think Eloise is still going to be looking for Lady Whistledown, or Benedict's going to be sneaking off to paint art?
Now, see, that's who I want us to explore.
I'm excited for his season.
He might be season 3 or something, but he was very caught off guard.
Yeah, he was quirky.
And and he was like, "What y'all doing? This is new. Like, what is this?" But I really hope to see. Hopefully, we'll see more character development, and maybe that'll make it entertaining for this time frame that it's going to stretch out. But yeah, I think old girl is going to be still trying to figure out who Lady Whistledown is.
Yeah, she's very caught up in it, and I mean, it's right in front of her face.
Right there.
Right in front of her.
I'm telling you, the slapper she still wants.
Okay, so our second piping hot moment, Lord Featherington is killed. I do hope as the seasons progress, we get to know more about this family, about them as individuals. Even Lady Featherington. I think she's pretty cool. Like, I mean, she treated Marina terribly about that baby. But I still see her, even in her little wicked, twisted ways. She's still a mama. She still wants her daughters to find somebody that's going to be good to them. Take care of them. Whatever. But we see Lord Featherington be killed. Now, who do you think his estate is going to? Because he can't go to the women. Mm-hmm. And Lady Featherington looked shocked and afraid when she read the paper and saw who it was going to. Do you think it's a family member, or maybe it's one of his foes from his gambling shenanigans?
Good TV would be a foe. Better TV would be if this male heir appeared out of nowhere.
Oh man, look, really? Y'all need to call Tina Mercedes about that. A random baby.
It's like, hey, we know you do this dirt, and we know you got this kid over here, so we just go and slide this over.
Especially after they treated Marina so wrong, that would be like karma, just circling that.
So that would be interesting.
Okay. Now, are you satisfied with how Marina's story kind of ended? I mean, we don't know if it's ended. We don't really have a reason to bring her back, I guess.
I wanted so much more from her story.
I wanted to know more of her.
Yeah, I would love to see an episode just dedicated to giving us some more information about her. Like why she came to their family, what was that about? You know, what was this relationship that she made? It made you feel so, you know, on the family side of we're taking her in, no questions, versus, you know, I'm waiting on this person, you know, and kind of seeing what's going on with him.
Yeah.
And how his family is reacting to finding out there's somebody somewhere with a baby.
And a baby.
You know, so I would love to kind of see more of her story. I think it was very light. And I felt she was kind of thrown in.
Yeah, she was. She was just like a bit of spice in the Featherington house. But like, she didn't really have much. The spotlight wasn't really on her too much. Like, it was always just like a side story. But I feel like the story was so juicy or had so much potential. It deserved more time, like a little more attention.
But you know, on television, you know, you have those times where folks, there's a potential of a character really taking off. And I think sometimes people play it down because it's like we don't want that to overshadow.
That wasn't the point.
Exactly.
Right. Marina's not the star, y'all.
Exactly. You know, we have seen this in history, people. You know, we go back to the 80s. 227, you know, Mary Jenkins was supposed to be the star. And then here comes Sandra Clark. And we had issues, you know, so it happens so often, but I would love to see a deeper dive into her life and what brought her there. And then what's happening going forward.
Okay. So, Yolanda wanted more of Marina's story too. It was too clean cut for me. I mean, they did kind of just tie her up and ship her off at the end. Once her lover's brother came in and like proposed marriage and stuff, which honestly was a saving grace because what was going to happen to her otherwise? Like the Featheringtons, like they was about to throw her out in the streets, or she was going to be the maid or something. And then, especially once the baby came, I don't think it would have got easier for her after that. So they disposed of her in the neatest way.
They did. They did. And I feel like we deserve more. You know, we really deserve more. So hopefully they bring that storyline back up. Hopefully.
So, of course, in episode 8, we find out that Penelope's Lady Whistledown.
Yeah.
Were you disappointed? And like, well, I mean, how'd you feel about it?
I actually wasn't disappointed because one, I thought it was too soon.
Yeah.
If we're going to continue this story, then continue the mystery of who this person is. I think putting it out there, one, it was disappointed because of how annoying she was to me in the show. But it was like, why would you end your season and go ahead and do that big reveal? So I don't know how they're going to spin her story, but I really expected more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like it was like in Pretty Little Liars. They always were hunting for A. Like A was the evil person, and I feel like they just revealed who A was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now what do we do with it? And it was disappointing that it was Penelope because she was such a jolly little, kind of annoying character. Like, I just didn't see her. I want Lady Whistledown to be sassy and vindictive and messy a little elusive, you know? And it just wasn't Penelope. So.
And it's like, how you getting all this around and go? I'm like, you had the brightest colors of anybody on the show, and nobody.
But she's another guest on the show said she's like that's like her curse though, you know, like she has to wear the yellow dresses, she has the red hair, she's thicker than the rest of the girls on the show, and yet she's still somehow being just ignored. Yeah, like she out here literally spilling all y'all tea. And in love with one of her closest friends, and nobody has any idea. Right. So maybe Lady Whistledown will get angry or take revenge or something next season. I don't know.
Murder in the Bridgerton.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Maybe they can cut the seasons a little shorter.
Okay. Get this down to 4 episodes.
Okay. Our third piping hot moment is where Daphne has her baby at the end with Simon. It's a climactic time since we know Simon and all his daddy issues. He didn't want to be a daddy anyway. But I felt like it was a little short because we didn't even see Daphne be pregnant. Right. Like, we didn't even, it's like 1 second they made up, you know, after she raped him. Now we're back liking each other again. And now we blink and she pushing out a baby. Right. I would have liked to see more of their relationship, I guess, or something. Did she want pickles? Did she throw up? Like,
you want to see the whole pregnancy?
I just felt a little cheated. I want to see. We didn't see a baby bump for real or nothing.
No, we didn't. You know, it was like, it felt like we got to do something. Like, we gotta show this end of this piece, which I get, but I feel like they could have just dragged that on into the next season.
Yeah. It felt like a rush, a bit rushed in the final episode.
Yeah.
Like, let's tie this up, let's explain that, but
Yeah.
it felt like premature.
It felt like that painting they were, posing for. It was like, what are we doing? Why we can't?
Why are we close? So, how do you think that Duke will be a better father to his child?
Ladies, let me tell y'all something. Just because you have a baby with this man who got daddy issues, don't mean they gonna be a good dad. He has things he needs to deal with. That baby popping up on the scene is not going to erase his issues and challenges. I mean, I see him becoming what he hates so much.
Ooh.
And that in itself would be an interesting storyline of him catching himself repeating the cycle. Because that's typically what happens if you don't get the help that you need or you deal with your challenges. So I see him just being the same as his dad. Trying to be a father, but not really knowing what to do with it because I didn't have that example.
Now that would be nice. That would be something I'd be interested in, because I do feel like we got, they got their fights or whatever, but I do think we got to see like good, happy Simon and Daphne in the first season.
Yeah.
To have them like stressed out, kind of frustrated, a little feuding parents in that season, that would be nice. That would be a funner storyline.
Exactly. And I think it's an opportunity to really kind of get more of Daphne. Because I think we really got a light version of her. So no, let's see you trying to be this parent to this child that you completely adore. But you got this husband that you love who's like, I think
I think I'll deal with it if I must.
If I have to, I'll deal with the little Duke.
Yeah. So as new parents, they're newlyweds and new parents. That was something that got me. Yolanda said since he didn't heal, he's going to hand it down.
Yeah.
Right on the money. You right here with T. Marie.
And what happened?
Putting it in. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point, y'all. I was just hoping, hoping it would get better.
Yeah, but that's what we
You're right,
do.
but he did no word.
He did no word. Like, Dan over there telling him,
she tried. She tried.
I saved you from your daddy. Like, I'm trying to help you. But I think sometimes pain is so strong that folks don't know how to operate outside of it. But a baby don't change that. And so for all y'all that think you're going to keep them if you have one.
A baby is just more weight. It's just more responsibility. If it's already not working, when it's just me and you. Okay. Now we're trying to work it out and change a diaper and take somebody to grandma's house and make sure we got enough.
Somebody can be on the episode of Fatal Attraction. Yeah, I'm gonna stop playing.
Or a snap.
A snap.
I always felt like if I did something, I would be on a snap. It's probably not good, but I feel like if I ever did something, y'all
it'd be snap. It'd be
quick.
Years later. I'll be on Unsolved Mysteries. And I'll be like, I think that was T. Marie. But I can't prove it.
Was that her glasses?
Exactly. I saw her down there filming on the Jasmine tea, but I mean,
that was the last time we ever saw her.
That'll be my school.
Okay, so now we're getting to our games and guessing.
Uh-oh.
So since Lord Featherington has passed away, he won't be with us next season. Tell me which of these TV reboots or spin-offs do you think we should let live, and which ones just need to stay dead? Okay. It's like popular now. Everybody trying to bring everything back. So first off, I heard they're making a Wonder Years movie. Okay. I used to watch that on Nickelodeon. I kind of liked it. The new spin to this one is though they're planning on making it with a black family. Okay. And it'll be produced by Lee Daniels.
Huh. I don't know how I feel about Lee Daniels producing it, but I grew up on the Wonder Years. Love the show. I think it would be interesting to see it from the black perspective, same time frame.
Yeah, I do think that because I feel like the modern day time frame, we got Blackish, which is Blackish too. I
would love to see a black family watching Roots for the first time and their reaction. I'm here for all that.
Yeah.
Because my mom was like, when we saw Roots, we was looking for people to go hurt.
And now I think about it, I saw Roots first time in school. I don't know if that was the best place. I don't feel like
people be trying.
I'm like, should we have been watching that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't really do my feelings.
Yeah, okay. No, I think Wonder Years would be good. That same time frame, just a black family.
Okay.
I would love to see that.
What about the Power Rangers?
Okay, so that's not my generation. So I say lead it. Where is it?
As somebody in this generation,
come on.
I just feel like I don't know. I wouldn't watch it because I mean it's just not appealing to me at this time. But I feel like you might be able to catch the millennial men and some of the women. I do feel like the nostalgic aspect of it, they'd like to see it. But it needs to be a highly diverse cast. It needs to be like one white person, just one, and maybe another person that's like half something else in white, but full white. I would just go for one person.
Just one. Okay.
All right, the Boondocks. Now that's coming back,
Boondocks.
and it's in the works of talking about a reboot.
Okay.
You love Boondocks?
Boondocks is my stuff. Like, I don't necessarily think it needs to be a reboot. I think there needs to be a continuation. Aaron Gruber owes us for the Obama and the Trump years.
Yes.
I need all of those episodes.
The Boondocks during Trump or even Obama era, but Trump in particular. Oh, what would Riley be saying?
Okay.
Regina, suck your cough drops. Get your voice ready, girl.
Baby, I was sitting back sometimes like, I wish there was a Boondocks episode of this right here.
Yeah.
You know, from his episodes on FEMA, you know, his episode on girl, what was it when they tried to kidnap Oprah?
Yeah.
They kidnapped Maya Angelou. The one with Dr. King was in a coma and he didn't actually get killed. It was like this stuff is so relevant. And I'm like, we missed us on Obama and Trump, and I think he owes us for that. So yeah, come on back, Aaron. I want to see all of it.
So another show that is in the talks of being created is kind of spin off from Blackish, Oldish. So we'll take Dre's parents, whatever her name is, Pops, and create a show called Oldish.
They need to stop ish.
Yeah.
Like, I think we have done what we could do. This was like a great concept. Love it. But you ain't got to ride everything till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. I don't think I would watch Oldish because I don't know what it would be about that would excite me, especially not a continued like season 1, season 2. And I also don't think the people who are Oldish would tune in. Like, I don't think they watching Blackish or nothing right now. Like, my grandma, she ain't watching this. I don't know what she watching, but it ain't this.
Nah.
And
I get it, but no.
We always had brownish and mixedish. I think we need to.
And I was trying with mixedish.
I watch it because I just support lots of things. But the little girl on there is cute. Rainbow's little sister, she's funny. She reminds me of Diane from Blackish.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's alright.
We good.
The whole like hippie commune thing with her parents and her mom.
I get it, and it's funny, but it's like,
yeah,
we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
It was enough. Grownish, y'all could have just stopped at Grownish, honestly. I like that. Another spin-off that's coming in the works is House of Dragons. Now, this is supposed to be a prequel to Game of Thrones, and it's supposed to focus on just the Targaryen dynasty before they went over and tried to take over everywhere else.
Okay. Well, I stopped at season 3.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't missing that. Okay. I stopped at season 3, so I would say maybe a prequel would be cool. But yeah, I probably wouldn't watch.
So Game of Thrones was one of the first things I binge watched when quarantine was happening. Because I was like, oh, we got a few weeks off.
Yeah,
I can finally watch Game of Thrones. That was, I mean, it was just.
But what got me on Game of Thrones, when he kicked that little boy out the window.
Bro! In the very beginning, that was episode 1.
I was like, so this was
episode 1.
So I was good for first and second season. Then season 3, I was like, okay, y'all lost me. But
it was a lot. It was the most exhilarating disappointment of my life.
Wow.
So I was really into it, and then those last
it just came on down.
3 or so seasons was just, and the ending was just.
Okay.
So if the same people who wrote Game of Thrones are going to be writing this prequel, put your pen down, close the laptop, just go home. Y'all need new people if this is going to happen.
Wow.
Otherwise, just let it go.
Let it go. Let it be.
All right, and our last one is a Sex and the City's reboot called And Just Like That.
Okay, so like I watched Sex and the City, not when it was on, but like later. I'm not here for it. Like, if we gonna see some women kicking it older, like bring back Living Single. Like, I would love to see them. What Khadijah and Maxine them doing?
Flavor should be like bigger than S.
Exactly. And now they're virtual and digital, and she's doing all this major stuff. Like, that's what I want to see. Especially since they really didn't get their just due when they were on in the first place. Mm-hmm. But Sex and the City, I think we're good. We can pass.
Yeah, I never watched Sex and the City. I tried to watch it during quarantine. I just couldn't connect. Like, as a writer, to see Carrie living in this like luxury apartment, buying all the things, like, oh no, they're not paying you.
But see, this is the thing. If we
don't
don't talk about Sex in the City, let's talk about it.
Mhm.
Because this toxic relationship you was in with this man all these years,
yeah,
you know, like, sis.
Yeah.
Dumb in
Yeah.
the City. Like, let's talk about that, you know.
even the movies. I watched the Sex and the City movies. I didn't watch the show, and I was just sitting there like, did I just not have enough context or something in the beginning to make this make sense? So yeah, I would be fine if they didn't reboot that again.
Yeah.
Christina says facts. Christina also says she likes mixes. They bring up good issues. They do. I just don't feel like they really work them out well or like resolve them good.
The only thing
It's just
mixed
real
this for
life.
me was Mark Paul.
Oh,
Like, that
yeah.
was the only reason.
He's
I
hilarious.
grew up on Saved by the Bell, so I was here for Zach. But like that, this is weird, girl.
And the
Like,
granddad on there is really racist. Like, he's super racist. And
he from Alabama.
yeah, he is. He is. Carter says she hasn't watched it either. I'm guessing she's talking about mixed-ish. It's, I mean,
You good, girl.
yeah,
You
it's
good.
really not that movie. Carmen said big. Not sure what it was big, but we just feel like and that relationship was toxic. Who was talking about any other relationships actually in these shows have been toxic.
Absolutely.
So I can get on that. as
Even
well.
on Boondocks. You know,
Yes.
Riley and Huey had a very toxic relationship with Granddad.
It was just funny. It was very disrespectful. And I probably would be in the grave talking to my grandparents like that. And I'm sure they were near the grave. But yeah, it was more entertaining.
Yeah.
And it just felt more realistic. I guess that's what
because it
gets
really
me.
dealt with what was going on.
Yeah, I feel like that's what kind of gets me about mixtures. Like, they're talking about big topics and things, and yes, they're addressing them. And I do appreciate being able to see things from a mixed child and mixed family's
Yeah.
point of view. Like, I think that's what they were trying to hit at. Oh, Big was Carrie's boyfriend. Oh, she was saying Big, as in Big, the person.
Yeah.
He was totally trash, Carmen. He was super toxic, and I don't feel like he was ever really fully invested in the way that Carrie needed or wanted him to be.
Good, because he ain't have
And
to
she
be.
just, yeah, and she just
Okay,
like
can we
played
talk about
along with it. Yeah,
Okay,
let's go ahead.
so let's talk Big as Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
They the same person. You
Okay.
ain't got to be invested.
Oh, they
Be the
got
man.
oh, yeah,
Ain't
come
got
on,
to be
parallels.
Ain't gotta be invested. So I'm gonna do what I do because you gonna be there anyway.
Yeah, and that's exactly how you treat it. And I picked that up just from only watching the movie. Like, it seemed like Carrie was working too hard to make him be committed and buy in and like
Exactly.
her. I'm like, girl, you're grown and you're pretty and you can take care of yourself. You got friends, like, yeah.
I'm like, you living in New York and ain't been put out. Like,
Yeah.
baby, live your best life.
He was treating her like a yo-yo. Oh, I want your attention now. I'm done with you.
And no matter
Thank
how
you
many
for
guys
all
she
that.
left and got with, she would always try to find her way back to him.
I didn't know that. Big had been married 3 times before. Big was Carrie's boyfriend that left her at the altar. Now, I did see that leaving her at the altar. That was trash. Her out there in the street and that Jesus. Facts. Go ahead, Taylor. Come on. That's an arrangement. I think in 2021 we'll call it an entanglement.
Ooh, come on with Jada's language.
Carrie wanted a husband and Big was not husband material. Y'all it's still like we need to break down Sex in the City on these Jasmine T next season or something.
Because she had that, what was it, an Italian man? Y'all help me out. I think it was an Italian man or something she was with. And he wanted to treat her well, lavish her, and she just couldn't handle it. She had to keep going back to bed. I'm telling you need to be more like Sienna. Choose you.
Yeah.
Choose you.
Sienna did choose herself, and Carrie did not.
She choosing looks, you know, what it looks like on the outside.
And what she wanted it to be. It felt a whole lot like she was dating potential. Like, she had this image in her mind.
Yep.
Remember how Liv, when she used to talk about fits in the future, she was talking about, like, oh, we're going to get a house with Vermont.
Yeah.
And we're going to make jam. Like, that's our perfect little image. It seems like Carrie had some picture in her mind where her and Big were like, you know, happy-go-lucky in New York living their life. But that wasn't what that man was working toward.
Not at all.
Samantha was my favorite. Olivia says we do. She loves Sex in the City, and so Olivia thinks that Carrie should have married Aiden. I don't know who Aiden is. Who was Aiden? Do you remember?
He was cute. He was cute.
Carmen says Samantha was her favorite. Is Samantha the redhead, or was Samantha the one that was always having sex? Or are those the same people?
I'm sorry, I started reading others.
Ooh, you can't date potential. You cannot date potential. We talked about that a bit, Carl. Potential is not tangible. And I say that as someone who dated a lot of potential before. Like, It's not
I mean, you can
tangible.
date potential. You can't build nothing with potential though.
That's it, true. If you got potential, I also need to, you know how to say faith without works is dead? I feel like potential is the faith part, but I need to see, I need to see, are you working with it as well? Like, are you trying to build to whatever this potential is here? Do you have goals?
Okay.
You know, do you have action items? So what are you achieving?
I almost threw in another TV show, but I ain't even gonna do that. I ain't even gonna cross over like that.
What are you achieving out here? I thank y'all for tuning in. I like your comments. Samantha is the free bird.
Oh, she was free, all right.
Okay, well, we will definitely put Sex on the City for the list to recap or talk through on another season of the Jasmine.
Okay, see, I'm just jumping in on your stuff, but we should do an episode of women friendship shows. You know, because you got Living Single, you got Sex in the City.
Make a note.
You know,
yes.
I would love to explore the relationship between Gina and Pam. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's some.
Oh, no, see, that's good. We were just sitting here trying to think about what we can do for future seasons. So, yes, I appreciate the feedback. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Y'all know that, yeah. Talk about women and friendship.
Women and friendship shows. Okay, great. Right. They wouldn't even want someone to say, I had potential. Samantha was doing the sex. The redhead was the red. Okay, so all right. Samantha was the one that I was thinking about doing. She was the one, she had like the jazzy clothes and was jet setting and things with boyfriends.
Yeah.
Okay, the redhead was Miranda. Was she kind of approved? I mean,
well, she was just different.
Okay.
She was different. If I remember correctly, I think she ended up having a baby with a weird guy that I don't think she really wanted to be with. But you know, we always make decisions that we look back and be like, okay, I drank too much that night.
Baby talk forever.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. Yes, Marie, I'm down for it. Let's do a sister circle thing. Lovely. When I put it on Facebook, don't forget you said these things. All right. So now we get into our games and guesses. Okay. Well, that was our game. Now we'll do our guesses. So, do you think Eloise is ever going to figure out that Penelope is Lady Whistledown? That's her best friend.
Girl, no. They ain't best friends because you should know your friends.
Yeah.
You should know your friends, and she's a horrible detective. So I hope they find her somebody good that can take care of her. I don't know what she's doing.
Now, some of the viewers think Eloise and Benedict are gay. Like by the time we get to their seasons, we're gonna see them explore relationships with men or women. How do you feel about that?
Interesting, but I just think she's slow. Like I mean, she on the short carriage. Like I don't see her.
I just think she's young and maybe excited about. Oh, the queen asked me to do this, and really, I was saying last episode? What else do they do with their day? Like once they wake up in the morning and put on all them clothes, still what do you do?
Sit around waiting on flowers.
Like maybe this is her only thing. That's why she's so
we all gotta have some.
Okay.
We gotta have some.
Okay, so next, do you think the Featheringtons are gonna be kicked out their house? You think they're gonna be out in the streets, or this person just gonna make their life hell?
Well, that's the TV way. You gotta put them out. They gotta leave because everybody gotta see that struggle of this and happened. You lost your husband. Oh, now they're being put out. So now you're the talk of the town again. Yeah. But this chick is bad, so I think she gonna find a way to maneuver her way back into the players.
I don't think Lady Featherington is no punk. Oh, no. She should not be under this.
They don't need to be sleeping on her.
Let's see. I vote no for the gay thing. I think Eloise is just young and busy. Yeah, she do be talking about like, I want to go out and get my own money. Like she be telling Penelope like, we can do our own thing. Like, what's it down?
Oh, she gonna have to leave the area.
Cara said not all them clothes. They be looking hot. Them dresses look thick. It looks like your worst Easter going up. And they ain't got man place to stay. Carmen said, hell yeah, Penelope don't care because she got money. That is true.
Privilege.
That is true. It is privilege. And that's why Eloise hasn't figured out that she's Lady Whistledown either. Like, she's so caught up in her own world, she's not even noticing her friend over here and the struggle she may be going through. Like, she doesn't even know Penelope has a crush on her brother. Let's see. Nah, she's about to make it work. She ain't leaving that house. Yes, Deanna, Lord Featherington is dead. You gotta watch episode 8, girl. His gambling deeds caught up with him.
Now, see, we need that episode. I want to see who whooped his ass. I want to see how this went down.
I want to see, all the beforehand. Yeah. What led up to this. Because I thought they were going to be okay. He convinced Will to lose the fight. Got some money. I thought it was going to be all right. Mm-hmm. All right, and our last guest. Do you think Anthony's going to get back with Sienna? Now, I don't think he's going to end up with her, maybe. But do you think they might, swing back around for reminiscent?
Well, that always come back. We all are guilty of somebody showing they rear their head back in our lives.
Me can be like boomerangs. And sometimes we catch them.
Sometimes we never let it go again.
Yeah.
But I think he may show back up in her life.
Mm-hmm.
She may toy around with it, but I think she's set for where she is.
Yeah. And plus she already had another guy. Like she was telling him, this man over here accepts me right now today just as I am.
I saw him walking up them steps.
Yeah. Casually, just to let you know I'm here, but not to address you. Yeah.
I was like, oh, she good. She said.
They're saying the audience agrees. No, she don't want him. I believe. Olivia says, scroll back up a little bit.
She don't want him.
Nah. Oh well. Olivia says she believes they shot him in that room once they knew he threw the fight. I thought he got poisoned.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we need to see. We need to see it all.
The best last scene was at the park after the dude beat up Purple. I agree.
Girl.
I agree. He threw them hands. Did we see the body? I mean, we know he did. Okay? We don't know.
Real body. Yeah. But don't leave that alone. Okay.
Yeah. That's the body. The body yada.
That's okay. Body.
All right, cast members. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Jasmine Tea. This is our season finale. So in the meantime, in between time, we're going to be showing you guys bonus episodes from our guests. So T. Marie and I are about to switch over and do her bonus interview in just a few moments. If you have a show that you'd like us to review, or a movie, or an idea, please, you can drop it in the comments right here, or email it to thejasminetpc@gmail.com. Thank you so much for coming, T. Marie.
Absolutely. Enjoyed it. Thank y'all for tuning in and chatting with us.
See y'all later.